6 months ago, I was sitting by my kitchen table when I came up with the idea of creating a chess opening. Now, I wanted it to be something that was very easy to remember, but that also hadn't really been played that much before. And so, I came up with the cow opening. At first, most people thought it was extremely stupid. I mean, why would you put your pieces on deliberately bad squares right in the opening? It makes absolutely no sense. A lot of grandmasters thought that this was completely unplayable, but I won quite a lot of games with the opening, and I started receiving a lot of messages from lower rated people saying, Anna, this is finally an opening that I can remember. I have gained rating thanks to you. And so I thought, there must be something to it. However, I never expected that one of the greatest chess runs in history would be made with the cow opening. This is the story of Tyler1, one of the most famous internet personalities who's known for playing League of Legends. He participated in a tournament called PogChamps 5 with some of the biggest YouTubers and streamers in the world, and wasn't really feared by a lot of opponents then because he was only rated 250, and this was in July, only 3 months ago. After the tournament, he continued to play chess for sometimes up to 13, 14 hours a day. And he had one goal, and that was to prove everybody wrong. After only 2 months, he went from being rated 250 to 1,000. And he did not stop there. He continued grinding, and as I'm speaking today, he's almost rated 1,400, which is an incredible journey from only being rated 250 literally 3 months ago. In this video, I'm going to show you how he did it. And hopefully this will inspire you to go from whatever rating you have to your dream rating. So this is a game that he played when he was rated 250. Once again, just 3 months ago. And I'm gonna show you the comparison. Here he's playing with the black pieces and he's facing Firewood Burning Monk, a 190 rated player. The opponent went e4, he replied e5. This was before he started playing the cow opening. Knight f3, knight f6. The bishop went out, starting to look towards the king. He brought out his bishop without really placing it in a good square. You don't really want to go here because a lot of times the opponent might be able to gain a lot of central control really quickly and kick away your bishop. And now Firewood played knight g5, threatening to capture this pawn on f7 and threatening a very, very serious fork. Here, there is absolutely no problem. You can just castle, or you can just even go d5, which is the strongest move. But instead, Tyler1 went for knight takes e4. And this is a big mistake, as now the opponent can simply capture on f7 and do a fork. Now, this did not really stop Tyler1 because he didn't really realize that this was a fork. He only saw that his rook was hanging and decided to move his rook. But then he realized that his queen was hanging after he did that. So he lost the queen in only 6 moves, and now the opponent slowly but surely started to push away Tyler1's pieces. But here, the opponent blundered. Bishop takes f2, which Tyler1 could have done, but instead he just decided to retreat the bishop. He did not see that that pawn was hanging. So a few moves later, Tyler1 was still blundering a few pieces, the opponent wasn't really taking them, and knight b4 was played here, blundering once again another knight. And in this position, there's just several knights that are hanging. I mean, all of Tyler1's pieces are pretty much hanging, and the opponent slowly but surely started picking them up. So here, another piece fell, and at this point, Tyler1 did not really have a lot of pieces left. After takes, bishop f7, a3 kicking away the bishop, c6, bishop hangs, Tyler1 takes this pawn, and now, all of a sudden, Firewood Burning Monk in move number 18 checkmates Tyler1 with bishop b5. So these two bishops literally trapped the king, and this became a checkmate. This was not a good game by Tyler1. I mean, this was the player that started PogChamps, and when people were saying that he was playing like this, they were not really scared of him in PogChamps. We can see here a game review. The engine, the chess.com engine, thinks that Tyler1 played with an accuracy of 51, which is not really that great. Yeah, the chess.com engine is also saying that the rating performance was of 100, which is literally the lowest rating that you can have on chess.com. But this was played in July. This was played the 21st of July, 2023. A lot of things happened since then. And here, I want to show you a comparison game that was played just a few days ago in October of 2023. Here, Tyler1 is rated 1370, and he's facing Werwinick, a 1321 French-rated player. So, a lot of things happened between that game and this one. He started playing the cow opening, and once when I rated him a few months ago on Twitch, he saw me and he said, "Wait, you are the cow girl. I saw a short of you where you said that the cow opening is invincible, and I've played that opening ever since." Now, when I did that short, which I will link somewhere here, what I was saying was not that it was invincible, but that it was very playable and that you could play it every single game because it's an opening that literally the opponent cannot stop. So if you want to play the cow, then you can play the cow. But Tyler1 took that to his very heart, and he thought that this would be an opening that would make him win every single game. And so he became the #1 fan of the cow opening. It was easy to remember, he understood it, and he didn't lose any pieces right in the opening. It made him get a very solid chess position. So in this game, and in literally 90% of his games, he plays the cow opening. And it's become such a big thing that people even think that he's the one that came up with it. I've gotten a lot of people commenting on my YouTube videos lately, "Anna, why are you copying Tyler1's opening?" when this is really not the case. So D3, this is the first move of the cow, E5, and now E3. And if you haven't seen the cow, the point of the cow is basically that you get your knights out to G3 and to B3. These are 2 knights you want to get out over here. And the idea of this is just simply that the knights are pretty okay placed over here. And you're just going to develop in a very kind of slow way and let the opponent kind of overextend. And then as the opponent has overextended, you are going to start doing your moves and you're going to start attacking the center. And you're going to do that from quite a good base. So knight e2, knight f6. Now he brought the knight to the cow position. And after bishop d6, I have seen that Tyler1 here, sometimes he doesn't get this knight out immediately to the cow position. Instead, he will start by developing his bishop. And this could be called the Tyler1 variation, kind of. So castles, knight develops, and now, of course, he brings out the knight to its position. And now the opponent has developed in a very normal way, but we can see that the eval bar does not think that this is that bad. Yes, black has gained a slight advantage, but at this level, being up only 0.3, which is literally a third of a pawn, is really not that much. It's very little. This is an equal position, pretty much. And especially at this level, it doesn't matter. So the opponent here went d4. And now the opponent is doing things. Now here, Tyler1 went c3, immediately challenging the center, which is a really good move, because now if black would trade here, he would be able to go c4, maybe d4, and he would get actually a really strong center. Instead, d takes e3 was played, he took back with the bishop, and the opponent brought up the knight to the center. He started getting his rook involved, takes and takes, and now all of a sudden, this center is absolutely fantastic. I mean, Tyler1 has a great position right now. There's even ideas of pushing up this pawn, getting this knight up to f5, which is really the idea of this knight on g3 a lot of times is to go up to f5, because this is a really great attacking square towards the king. You know, and Kasparov, former world champion, he would always call this knife f5 because the knight is just so strong over here. So the opponent went f6, trying to solidify the position, and now Tyler1 went c4, trying to get a little bit of central control and also maybe trying to kick away this bishop. So the queen moved, he pushed, bishop went back, and now bishop f3, just putting the bishop on a more active square. Now he's just roaming up with the pawns, and I mean, this is just a really good position. He's slowly but surely gaining advantage. Takes, he captured back with the knight, takes, and queen takes. Now here I would have taken with the pawn just because it's you want to have your pawns connected, and here you would also open up the e-file. Bringing up a rook over here would be extremely strong, but instead he took with the queen, which is a little bit worse. Bishop and now he exchanged, and then b4. And he's coming up with the idea that instead of playing in the center, he's gonna be bringing this queen to the king side, maybe queen g4, knight up, stuff like this. And he's gonna have a really strong queen side in general with these pawns. So rook a d8, queen c4 check, king moved. He brought up his rook to the center. And can you see here the big difference of this game in comparison to the one just 3 months prior? I mean, 3 months prior, he was blundering pieces, from left to right, but here he's under control. He's not even letting his opponent get an open file. So there were some trades, and I really just prefer Tyler1's position here. And now the opponent made a crucial mistake, which doesn't even seem that big of a mistake at this level, but the opponent went rook d8, which is a huge mistake, as in this position, Tyler1 just has one idea that wins on the spot. In fact, the engine thinks that this is a mate in 12. And he found it. He found it. Straight up. He went rook takes d8. And let me tell you, he only spent 7 seconds on this. He went rook takes d8. And now the idea is that after the bishop takes back, he has this incredible move, which I think is quite difficult at this level. Queen f7. And there is nobody that's stopping the checkmate. The threat is queen f8, checkmate, and if you would go something like h6, then you have queen f8 checkmate, you're winning this bishop, but not only that, I mean, after the knight comes in, I mean, this is going to become a checkmate. So no matter what, black is getting checkmated over here. And this is just absolutely incredible. There is no way to stop this. The queen cannot go back. This pawn is stopping the queen from getting to this diagonal. The bishop cannot go here because then it's just going to be taken. It is literally impossible to stop the checkmate. And I just find this beautiful. And the fact that Tyler1 was able to see this with only 7 seconds, it's incredible. Because rook d8 over here looks like a normal move. You don't want to allow your opponent to have an open file. You don't want to allow the opponent to be able to come in with the rook. That's what you're always told in chess. And he was just able to exploit that fact immediately. And I think that this is absolutely beautiful. And here, if we do a game review, I mean, the engine is saying that there were 2 mistakes, 0 blunders, 0 misses. Let's do a game review just to see the difference in accuracy. Now, he had an accuracy of 85, which is quite a lot better. And also it says that he played like a 1700, which is already much better than his real rating. So Tyler1 is right now on the rise. He has the goal of becoming 2000 before the end of the year. Now, if he did that, that would be the most incredible thing I have seen in my life. And I think it's going to be really hard because at some point you need to start studying a lot of chess and not just play for a lot of amount of hours per day. But this Tyler1 run has become so epic that there are now Twitch channels where the whole point of the channel is just to follow Tyler1 games. And literally for 10, 11 hours per day, the channel is just putting up Tyler1's offline games. And they're getting a lot of views. They're averaging over 1,000 people watching all of these games, even though Tyler1 is not even there. It's literally just his chess games. So Tyler1 is really creating a huge rise in the chess world, a huge rise in views in chess. And it's all thanks to the fact that he wants to keep on grinding and he wants to keep on getting better. And he has done an incredible journey so far. But what I think is the coolest thing of everything is the fact that he has done this with literally 90 to 95% of the games being with the cow opening. An opening that most people doubted in the beginning and that most people said you should absolutely not play. I think that this shows that if you understand the plans behind something, you're able to incorporate those plans to your game. That is what's truly going to matter, more than memorizing a lot of moves of theory or just playing things that you're told you should play if you don't truly understand them. So with this, I do not want to say that you should play the cow, but maybe you can give it a try. What you should do though is feel inspired, because Tyler1 has inspired a lot of people, including me. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope that your chess journey continues growing and continues becoming better than ever. And keep on playing the cow.